Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Jay, and this is Football Talk. And in this one, we got another college football 25. In this one, I will be reacting to all these new stuff was just added to college football 25. Let's go. This is pretty long one, so I'm gonna keep this intro kind of short. Cannot wait to see what new things they added. This right here, this little thumbnail right here looks awesome. Not even gonna lie to you, that might be a thumbnail of this video right now. Go ahead and save that. All right, without further ado though, let's get right into it. Once again, Eric Wayweather. Go ahead
College
and
Football
subscribe to
25
him.
just got a huge update yesterday that added a ton of stuff to the game. Now, in yesterday's video, we did touch on some of that stuff that was added, but we more so focused on all of the changes to gameplay, dynasty, and things like that. So in this video, we're going to actually take a closer look
Oh
at some of
yeah,
the
I
new
did
stuff that was
react to that
added,
yesterday.
including things
That
that
was a
weren't
lot.
specifically mentioned in the update itself. So we're going to show all the new uniforms up close. We're going to look at all the new formations that were added. But the first thing we're going to do is look at all of the new NIL players that were added to the game. As some of you may know, when the game dropped, not every single player
I'm
that
not even
opted
gonna
in
know
was
these
put into the game,
players.
especially some of the transfers and a lot of the freshmen. So with this update, we got a big bulk of those players added to the game. Now, I'm not going to be able to go over every single player because it looks like they added hundreds to the game. And I don't know every single player that was added, but I'm going to try to go over a lot of the notable ones that were added as quickly as I can to show you how the rosters changed. And if you're new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of the important updates like this, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on because we're going to be getting multiple updates for this game for the next few months, and you never want to miss out on any of the new things that are being added or the things that are being changed. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos aren't even subscribed, so you could be missing out on some very important videos going forward. So let's look at some of these players that were added. Keep in mind, some of them might still not be perfect. Not everybody's numbers perfect. They did change a lot of players' numbers to make them accurate because players change numbers all the time in college. And first up, we're going to look at my team because I know who was added to my team. We've got John Emery Jr., the running back. Now, I do believe he changed his number to
Wait a
22, I
minute.
think, so they're going to have to go in and change that, but he's now in the
I
game. The speed
think I heard about this. This is also my favorite team. I know a lot of you guys that watch these videos do not not aware, but LSU. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna know these players. Is the LSU game this Saturday? I mean tomorrow, or is it next? You know what? Either way, I'm reacting to it. Okay,
speedster
so this is
receiver
good news
Aaron
for me.
Anderson was also added to the game, which is huge. That's a 94
Aaron
speed receiver
Anderson.
for
Okay.
LSU, so that's going to be nice. We've also
Yeah,
got Dominic
94
McKinley, the defensive
speed.
tackle freshman. I want to say this is a 5-star recruit, so he's a pretty big name. And a lot of these new players that were added, you'll notice they don't have their portraits yet. It's kind of blacked out. But if you do open their player card, you'll see that they do have their likeness in there, so it'll all look good in there. But the
Ooh,
portraits, they still need to
best
update some
uniforms
of
in
those. They
college.
also added Austin Osbury,
Look
safety
so
for
good.
LSU. He's a pretty
Nah,
fast
that
guy, so that
purple,
would be
the
somebody you might
all
want to
purple with
use.
the
And
white.
they did
God
also
damn.
update Harold Perkins to number 7. As some of you probably
Okay, my
know,
boy
number 7
Perkins.
is
Yep.
the number that's kind of designated
I think
for
he's gonna have
the
a
best
breakout
player
year
on
this year.
LSU, and he is the latest number 7. He wore 4 last year, but he's now going to rock 7 this year, and
Best
they have
defensive
updated in the
player,
game, which
and
is
it was
awesome.
not
Another
even
big name
close.
player
Even
that
though
was
our
added to the
defense
game for
was
Kentucky,
shit.
Jamon Johnson, the linebacker. I'm guessing he was a transfer. I'm not as familiar with every single player in college and who transferred and who didn't. I want to say he was a transfer, but here you got to look at him here. Kentucky fans were definitely waiting for him. Now, something that I did notice is that these new players that were added, they don't seem to have abilities. Now, obviously, somebody like him who is a 90 overall, he definitely should have abilities. So I'm guessing that that's going to
He's a
mean from there that they
90.
have to go in and kind of update and give these guys abilities because there's no way
Yeah.
one of the best linebackers in the country and one of the best players on this team isn't going to have abilities. So that is something to just keep in mind. Ole Miss got a very important one as well. Walker Howard, who was a
Wait
transfer.
a
He is
minute.
kind of the next in line at quarterback. So this is a
Oh,
huge addition.
Ain't he the one that played for Kansas, right? Kansas State. Not Kansas. Kansas State. I think because I remember watching that TCU game when they beat TCU in the championship. I could be totally wrong, but I think this is him. And I mean, Ole Miss had one of the best offenses in the country. So
To the game if you're an Ole Miss fan, if you're doing
and
Dynasty with him.
he
He's the guy
he
you
a
want
pretty
up
big quarterback
next
too.
year. So it's good to see that they got him in the game. Rashad Amos also got added for Ole Miss, which I guess is their starting
I've
running back,
heard
I
this
want to say,
name
because he is
before.
the highest rated. Now, he is pretty slow. That's the only thing. So I probably wouldn't use him. I would
Oh, he
use
only
the
at
two guys that
86.
they already had just because they're faster. But if you're an Ole Miss fan, I'm sure you're happy to see this. Now, before we continue on with the rest of the video, I do want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. They've been a huge supporter of the channel. And if you
Shout
love
out to
sports and you
Underdog.
like winning $1,000 in bonus cash, and you just can't beat that. Now, speaking of Oregon, let's look at their team. They did get Brandon Johnson, cornerback, added, so he's a pretty good corner. 91 speeds. That's nice to see.
Newton,
Definitely
North
somebody you have on your
Carolina.
field.
Where
I
the
think they
hell is
got a
that
few
even at?
players added, but this is one of the more notable ones. USC
I'm
also
from
had
North
some really
Carolina.
big
Never even
additions. They
heard of
got
that.
backup quarterback Jaden Mayava, who is the next in line here. I do believe he was a transfer.
Why does that
I
name
don't know where
sound
he
so
transferred
familiar?
from, but this is a pretty big addition for USC. I
Where
know
did he
fans were
transfer
waiting on
from?
him.
Because that
They also
sounds
got
very,
Woody
very
Marks, their
familiar, especially the
highest-rated
last
running
name.
back and their fastest running back. So this is another important addition here. They got a couple of receivers as well. Jay Fair. Again, a lot of these guys don't have their portraits right now, but he's in the game. They also got Jacoby Lane as well. So I know USC fans are definitely happy. There may be even some more people. I want to say there's definitely a cornerback as well that was pretty important. Greedy Vance Jr. He's a senior, so I know people were asking about him.
That's one hell of a
Probably guy
name,
you would,
especially first one.
start. I would start him just because he's 90 speed, but some really important additions there. Vanderbilt also got another important player here. Their
Don't nobody
quarterback,
care
Diego
about no damn
Pavia. He did
Vanderbilt.
transfer from somewhere. Now the problem here is when your backup QB is almost the same overall, but he's 95 speed. I don't know, I think a lot of
What?
Vanderbilt fans are probably using Johnson, but either way, you do have Pavia on the team now, which is
Pause.
nice to see.
That
Michigan
is
got a lot of players. I'm just going to go over some of them here. They got Jaden Davis, the freshman quarterback. So I'm sure Michigan fans are definitely happy about this. So there's a look at him in College Football 25. You've got Jordan Marshall, the freshman running back. So that's going to be an important addition there, as he's going to be kind of leading the way soon if you're doing like Michigan dynasties. You've got CJ Charleston, the senior wide receiver, added. You've got Jair Hill, the sophomore cornerback. There may have been some other corners added for Michigan I can't remember, but I know this was one of the more important ones. Here's a really important one for Michigan State. You've got the senior running back, K'Ron Lynch Adams. Now, he is a little bit lower rated than the starter, but I mean, they're about what and what at the end of the day. Now, he is an impact player. He has a star. Again, a lot of these guys don't have abilities because I don't think they updated that.
Oh, I didn't even
yet,
notice
but
that. He
he
do
is an
got a
impact
star.
player, which is nice to see. Got a
Okay.
couple of guys for Ohio State. You've got Jelani Thurman, the sophomore tight end, 84 speed, so that's a pretty important addition. You've also got Josh Simmons, the starting left tackle, so this is an important right here.
Oh, I
83
remember
overall
Josh
senior
Simmons.
left tackle. He was added for Ohio State. Moving on to
I
Oklahoma.
do remember
here's an
hearing
important
that
one. We got
name
Michael Hawkins
last
Jr.,
year.
the freshman quarterback, so that's going to be important. 86 speed, so he's a guy that's going to be taking over here pretty soon. Here's a little bit of a look at the likeness and what he looks like in the game, so I'm sure OU fans are really happy to have him in here now. You've also got this fella right here at right end. I do not know how to say this name, not even going to try because there's no way I get it right. But the starting right end, 84 overall sophomore, he's in the game now, so I know again.
Okay, now we're just making up names. At this point in time, we're just making up names, man. If you know, you know. Is he African? I can't. I don't even know what. This is breaking my brain. ADP IDB whore. Whoa. Ain't no way in hell they got whore in his last name.
And OU fans got to be happy about this. Moving on to Texas. Texas had a ton of players added to the game. More people to even go over, but I'm going to try to mention some of the more important ones. We've got Alfred Collins, the senior defensive tackle, 88 overall, so this is a huge, important addition here. Now, again, no abilities, but I'm sure he's going to get some soon because if you're at 88 overall defensive tackle, you should definitely have some abilities. They also got the freshman D tackle, Mitchell, as well, so this is another important addition to the team. He'll probably be a pretty good player like throughout Dynasty once you get through a couple seasons. They got a bunch of cornerbacks as well. Freshman Kobe Black, 93 speed. This
I ain't gonna lie to you, that might. God damn.
They also
I ain't gonna lie to you,
Robinson,
Kobe
another
Black
freshman. I mean, they got
is
some
one of the
nice
best
defensive
names.
backs coming up here. Moving on to Miami, this is another team that had a ton of players added, so we're going to go over some of them. Jordan Lyle, the freshman running back, he's in the game. Here's another important one. Samuel Brown, the junior wide receiver. Let's take a look at his
90
likeness
speed
right
too.
here.
Okay.
Now, again, I don't know if all of these guys' likenesses is 100%
I ain't gonna lie,
because I don't know every
Miami
single one of these
always
players
had them
looks like. There's just
uniforms.
so many players in
I
college football,
can't
but I
lie
think they're
to
putting
you.
new ones in the game that they've made sure their likeness is at least decent. They've got the freshman Justin Scott at defensive tackle. This dude is a 79 overall freshman. I want to say this is the highest freshman D tackle in the game, so this guy's going to be a monster when you get a couple years through Dynasty. This guy's going to be
Ooh,
an
damn.
absolute
Oh yeah,
beast.
he
And they had quite a few
definitely
cornerbacks
gonna be
added as
one
well.
of
Their
them.
best corner, Daryl Porter Jr., the senior here, 90 speed, so he's now in the game. They also got the junior Richard, also 90 speed, added to the game. And they got OJ, I want to say his name is Frederick Jr., freshman. He's an impact player as well, so only 67 overall, 88 speed. If he's an impact player, I'm guessing that means he's got some good development.
Frederick
He'll
Jr.
probably progress pretty
Wow.
quickly if you do Dynasty. Georgia also
What is
got their
up with
freshman
these
quarterback
names, my
added as well.
boy?
This is another one of those big ones because you know if you're a Georgia fan, you're doing Dynasty, this is the guy you want to run.
Jaden Rashad. God.
as he's your big acquisition. So I'm
Motherfucker
really happy to see that they're
got
getting all
two
these
first
freshmen, and we're
names.
going to get more of these updates throughout the year. They're going to keep updating the rosters, updating the overalls for players as
Oh,
the
he a
season goes
quarterback.
on,
Okay.
adding new players. So
Number
it's good to
10.
see that they're already getting a jump on some of this. Houston got their tight end Malik Carr, the senior, one of the better tight ends in the game, 85 overall, 85 speed. So I know Houston fans
One
are
thing.
definitely pretty happy to see
Wait,
him
whoa, whoa,
finally in the
whoa, whoa.
game.
Oh, this
Nebraska had
Houston.
a
I
couple of
almost say
big
Utah.
additions here. They're starting running back Gabe Irvin Jr. He is in the game. Take a look at
I
the
did
player
hear
likeness
about
here
this
to
guy
see
right
what he's
here.
looking like. But Nebraska fans, you now have your running back. They also added the big freshman tight end Carter Nelson, 89 speed. I know Nebraska
I
fans are
like his
definitely
name.
psyched about this. This guy is going to be dominant in this game.
He's
When
an
you got a fast tight end
89
like this, they are
speed.
money. South Carolina got their senior running back Juju McDowell. He is in the game, 91 speed. Here's a big one I saw a lot of people talking about. Texas A&M got their freshman cornerback, Terry Bussey. This guy is a beast.
He is an 82, 94 speed.
This guy is definitely going to be a guy, again, probably
As
have
a
some ability
freshman,
whenever
my
they
boy.
update the game. But here's a look at his likeness. I know
Dude is a
Texas A&M fans are
menace.
super happy to have him. I saw a lot of people talk about how excited they were.
We don't
yesterday
play
when they
Texas
saw him use the
A&M
game.
this year,
So
do
this
we?
is a huge addition because you don't really have a lot of corners that are this fast in the game. Here's another pretty important one. Nevada got their QB, Chubba Purdy, in the game. 85.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you. Why this almost look like a Patriots type of picture? Am I tripping? Like, just from first glance, I don't know why. I was like, is that Tom? They got Tom back in this game? Boy, Tom everywhere, ain't he? He was just doing pull-ups on Instagram. This goddamn. Like the Kevin Hart, let's see, he's a 76 overall. He got an 85 speed. Who?
Speed. So it's a
This
pretty
Nevada,
significant
right?
step up
Yep,
from the other
Nevada.
QBs that they had. So I know they're happy to see that.
I
Penn State
cannot
got
name
some
one
really
person that
important
went to
additions.
Nevada.
Freshman running back Corey Smith, 95 speed. That is a monster right there. You're probably going to pair
Michigan.
him with
Penn
Singleton and
State
run
keep
a
the
nice
running
little two-back
backs.
system there because you got two guys that are 94
Their
plus speed. You
defense
got
is
to take advantage of
pretty
that.
solid
They
too,
also
especially
got
their
their
corners.
freshman tight end as well, who is 80 speed. Pretty decent for a tight end, so good to see that
Didn't
they
they
got
have
him
really
in.
good
And they
tight
got
end
their
last year
senior
too?
cornerback Jalen Reed. He is also now in the game for Penn State. Notre Dame got their freshman right tackle Lambert, 76 overall as a freshman. That's pretty good. He's going to probably be a pretty good player for them. They also got their senior strong safety Rod Hurd in the game as well, 90 speed. Definitely
You
like to
heard?
see that. Illinois did get their senior wide receiver Franklin in the game as well, 88 speed, and he is a star impact player. Florida State
I don't
got
know
some
why
additions as
Franklin.
well. They
Every
got
time I
their
hear
left
somebody named
guard
Franklin, it
TJ
just makes me
Ferguson,
laugh.
83 overall. He's in the game. They also got their freshman left tackle Jonathan Daniels. He's in the game as well. So a couple of old linemen there for FSU. Tennessee got their left tackle Lance Hurd in the game, 86
You
overall. So one of the
heard?
better players on their team is now in the game.
He's at
Arizona
86.
State got their junior quarterback Jeff Sims in the game, 86 speed, so that's going to be a fun player to use. They also got their tight end Douglas in the game as well, 81 overall, only 69 speed, so I don't know if he would see my
Ugh.
field. I'm guessing he's probably a pretty good blocker, but definitely not
I was just
somebody
about to
you're
say
going to have
that
out
he's
there
got to be a
receiving too much.
like
West
a
Virginia
really
got their
solid
starting
blocker.
tight end, the senior Cole Taylor, 82 overall. He is now officially in the game. Moving on to Wisconsin, they
He gonna be
also
good
got
at the
quite a
goal
few
line.
people in the game. They got their freshman running back, Dylan Jones. He is also a star impact player. Take a look here at the player likeness. I mean, we know Wisconsin, they're known for running backs over the years. They definitely get some good running
Yeah,
backs. So to see a
that
freshman
is
with some
true.
star
That's pretty
impact,
much all
that's
they
really
known
not
for
surprising to me.
nowadays.
They got their starting defensive tackle, Brandon Lane, at an 82 overall. He's also in the game for Wisconsin. And we've got freshman safety Xavier Lucas. Now, this guy looks like he's going to be pretty good because 91 speed, 6'1". That guy.
Bro,
can
what
fly
is
the
up with
field
these
any
corners
day of
and
the
these
week. Now,
91
keep in mind, there
speeds?
were also some more players added that I didn't cover in this video. It's impossible to find everybody that was added,
This
but I
is
went over
just
most
this
of the
it's
notable
too
ones that I
many
could find.
players
And also keep in
switching
mind, if
teams
your
every
favorite
other
players or guys who are
day.
hoping to
They
make the
switching
rosters in the
teams.
game aren't in yet, they'll probably be in with the next update. There's a ton of players that opted into this game, over 14,000, so they're going to keep adding, especially some of those younger guys.
That
They're
is
going to keep adding them
still
in
an
some of these next
incredible
coming
number
updates.
to
So if they're
hear.
not in yet, they'll probably be in pretty soon. Now let's take a look at the new uniforms that were added. So we got to start with the Tennessee Smoky Grays, one of the best uniforms in college football.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Tennessee definitely up there. Nah, I always like these looks like this with the ooh, my boy looking fresh. All right. Got Florida in the back. My boy coming for him. Look at this. He ain't even focused on him. See ball, hit ball.
Those are officially in the game. Here's an up-close look. Now, I love that they added the Ohio State Heritage jerseys home and away. This is something that Ohio State only pulls out here and there for special games, usually playoff games.
Oh,
It has a
that's
different
right. They
shoulder
do.
stripe, and when
I
they're in the
never even
playoffs,
noticed
the
that.
Nike check is going to be the diamond Nike check as well. So these
Nah,
are really big with Ohio State
the
fans. They're
roll
like
up
a fan favorite jersey. They love when
jersey
the team
looks
pulls them out. So I'm
fire.
glad that EA put these in the game. Here's an up close look at the Arkansas State All Reds. I saw a few of their fans are really happy to see this in the game. There's some different variations you can wear with different color pants. Another one I saw people happy about. These are
Can't go wrong with red.
gold uniforms with the gold helmet. These are some of the best looking
What?
ones that were just added. UAB
Since when
always
Charlotte
shows some
come out
fire
with
uniforms. So we
this?
got the all black with the lime green and the white helmet. This is one of my favorite ones that they added. They
In
also
the
added a
dark,
different version of the all gray
crazy.
with the green helmet. I think the helmet itself is new as well.
Oh,
So
they the
this
home
is
of the
cool to see.
Blazers?
Probably my favorite one that was added, the coal miner
West
West Virginia ones. And they have some other sick ones that
Virginia.
I think are going to be coming soon as well. But these
Ooh,
look
look at the
awesome. We've
pants,
got
the
some new Western
detail.
Kentucky uniforms. I don't know if the whole uniform is new, but I do know the helmet is new. So here's a close-up look at that. Another one of my favorites that were just added, the Colorado State. I believe these are called AG Day, but this is just a sick combo. The orange jersey, white pants, white helmet. This is a different
AG,
helmet
what
as
does
well,
that mean?
so like to see that. Next up, we've got the up-close look at the Minnesota All Blacks. Definitely love this look as well.
Ain't gonna lie,
Minnesota
that
are one of
all
the teams that
black
has
with
the most
Minnesota look
uniforms in the
cool.
game, so they've been hooking EA
Don't
up.
they
Next up,
wear
we've got
like
the
the
ECU uniforms. They got like the throwback
like
look here.
almost
So here's a look at
yellow?
the all purple with the new jersey
Oh, a
and
couple
the
of my high
chrome
school
helmet
friends went to
combination.
ECU.
And then you've got kind of the full throwback look with the throwback helmets. I think this is
Nah,
one of my favorites.
what? Nah, first and foremost, the helmet with the fire. Yeah, ECU is up there with some of the best uniforms too. Like purple, it's not. I ain't gonna lie, purple is one of those colors that if you put it on right, and nobody touch it.
That were added as well. I like this combo
Those
the best
I
of added
love
too.
those gloves
UMass
too.
got their all black unis in the game, so I love seeing it for some of these teams that didn't have as many options. They only had
A little bit
few
more
maybe
basic.
4, so I like seeing them get another alternate here. They
I do
also
like the
redid
full
the
arm
Cal
sleeve though.
uniforms. They did a redesign this year, so here's a look
I
at the
always
home
like the
jerseys.
Cal's
I actually
font
like
on
this
their
design
helmets.
better than the ones from before. They are similar, but they changed it up a little bit, and all their alternates and other options are going to be built off of this new look as well. Same thing here for Tulsa. They did a bit of a redesign. I think for them it's more the pants. I think the jerseys are pretty similar, if not the same, but they did redo the pants. So here's a look at the home and away for Tulsa. Miami of Ohio also did a redesign for their all white, so they kind of got more of a little throwback look with the big block numbers. I actually really like these. And ULM also got a different variation of their Warhawk helmet. I believe there's like chrome accents on it. This one looks better than the other one in my opinion, so I'm glad they added this.
No, old phone. Screenshot.
Different variation of their Warhawk helmet. I believe there's like chrome accents on it. This one looks better than the other one in my opinion, so I'm glad they added this. Now I said this yesterday, but
I ain't gonna lie to you, that might be the best one.
coming in every update. We're gonna get a big
I
batch.
ain't gonna
Also,
lie
keep
though,
in
that
mind,
Tennessee
EA
one
can
though.
only put uniforms in the game that teams sign off on. Some teams are not gonna let them put certain ones in the game if they're not using them. Also keep in mind, some teams won't let them put uniforms in the game until they debut them in real life. So for example, last night Colorado unveiled their new uniforms, and the guy that does the uniform said that Colorado would not let them put it in the game yet until they showed it off in real life. So those will be coming.
I
at
didn't
some
even
point
notice
soon.
that Colorado
now
had
let's
new
take a look at
uniforms.
the new formations
I
that
don't
were
think at
added to the
least.
game, because there were a number of pistol
Ooh,
sets
alright, we
added
got
to
the
game.
plays
The first
now.
one we're going to look at is the Pistols Doubles Y off stack. This is in the Florida, Louisville, and Illinois playbooks. And this is actually a pretty interesting formation. We've got some decent runs here and what looks like some decent passes. We've got bubble screens. I actually think this could be a pretty tough formation. You've also got jet touch passes with a play action and a dive that play off of that.
Oh, I feel like the jet
motion.
tuck
You've
passes
got
is gonna be
outside
hell
runs,
if
you've
you
got read
execute it right.
options, you've got 4 verticals. This actually looks like a pretty interesting formation to me. We've also got the pistol wing slot over, which is in the Florida, Texas A&M, Michigan, and Kennesaw State playbook. Now, Michigan's one of the best playbooks in the game, so anything new that they're getting is definitely nice to see. We've got some decent runs here. This is definitely heavily favored over to the right side here with the twin receiver.
Do Michigan have the
Some
best
runs.
playbook
This
because it's
one,
like
I'm
a
gonna be
balanced
honest,
one,
doesn't
or
look like anything too crazy though, because it's just too heavy on one side. Next up, we've got the pistol strong trips over, which is in the Florida, the multiple, and the Cincinnati playbook. This is another one of those heavy run formations here. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. You've got the one PA play.
do Cincinnati got any
couple
like key
RPOs.
players
This
to look out
formation is kind
for?
of interesting because usually you don't see a strong set with 3 receivers to one side. So I'm actually curious how
Yeah,
this
that
could
is
work if you use a lot of hot
very
routes in the
unique.
passing play to create your own plays. You might actually be able to do something with this, because having a power option going to a 3-receiver block
I mean, you
in the
got a
trip
lot of
side
blockers over
with a
there.
fullback as well leading the way. This
If
could
they
be
do
pretty
their
tough.
job
So you
right,
got the little halfback blast, bubble screen as well. So I mean, any type of bubble screen where you have multiple blockers, this actually is intriguing to me now.
I always
The
get
only thing
confused with
about this is
that.
you don't really have any
I
true
always
passing
let
lanes
that
other than
play
this
on
main
accident.
boot play. But if you do some hot routes, you could change the play up. So if you want to do, I don't know, something like this, I mean, you got some little options here. You wouldn't be able to do anything too crazy
Oh,
with this
R1.
formation because it's going to
Yep.
be a little
Running
limited
back
in the
always
pass. But
open,
to
man.
sneak it in there for some runs and some bubble screens
Even on
might actually be
Sundays.
effective. Now, this next one I actually think could be really fun and pretty good if you scheme
Is
it up
this
right.
New
I'm actually going
Mexico?
to probably look into doing a little mini scheme out of this maybe for my Patreon page where I break down ebooks and money plays and schemes and like higher level
Ooh,
stuff.
I
So
like
I
that
may
wide
actually try to
receiver
break one down
screen.
for there. Link is up on the screen here if you want to check it out. I do offer free trials. This looks like something that would be fun to mix in there. But this is the Pistol Full House Twins over. It is in the New Mexico State playbook, the UNLV playbook, which is one of the best playbooks in the game. UNLV, a very loaded playbook, so
Huh?
now it has this as well. This is also in the
Ain't no
option and
ULV
spread option
had one of
playbooks.
the
Now,
best
what's really
playbooks.
nice about this is it's Full House, which Full House is a pretty good running formation with plays like off tackle. You've got a slam. You've got triple options, which is really good. You've got multiple triple options, but you've got a twins look, which means you've got 2 receivers on the outside here, so you can actually hot route some
What?
really good plays. Now, we also have a little wide receiver screen in
Oh,
here, which I
hell
just want to
nah.
try out and see. 'Cause
CPU better not
this
pull
looks like
this
it'd
out
be a pretty
against
little
me.
decent screen to sneak in there, especially with all the
I don't
running
know
back. I
why it
think this
kind of bring me
screen
back to
could
Georgia
be really
Tech
nice
vibes,
to just
and I don't
sneak
like it.
in, get a few easy like 5 yards, and if you get some good blocking, even more. You've got multiple triple options, and these like Full House triple options are usually really good because you can just hand it off kind of to the back, like little fullback, and those are easy, 2 to 5 yard little quick bursts.
Yeah, those
That are hard to
like
stop
for
if they get
fourth
short
and one or
yardage.
like
But then you
third
can
and
also
one
keep it with the QB.
when
You
you
can
need
pitch
like
it
just
out. Like
1
I
yard.
really think
Get
this
you a
would be
good
a
about
fun
two or
formation.
3.
Now, here's one that is really intriguing to me: the pistol ace double wing. This can only be found in Ball State's playbook, and I'm not really sure how good their entire playbook is, but this is essentially jumbo heavy. If you're familiar with Madden over the years, they've had a jumbo heavy formation and single back, which has been pretty
Okay.
good. It's a good running formation, but also a really good passing
I do
formation,
the
especially if you're utilizing hot routes.
MTN
You're gonna have a lot of
play.
decent runs out of this. It's something you're gonna have to lab up, but I'm willing to bet this is gonna be pretty tough. Next
Who's
up, we have
good
the
on Ball
Pistol
State?
Ace Heavy
And
Overload,
ain't that the name of
also
their
in the
school?
Ball State playbook only, and this definitely looks
Yeah,
like
Ball
another
State.
one of those heavier running sets. I do like the PA stretch here. This looks like a pretty good play. Kind of resembles tight end attack a little bit, but you can see this is really heavy to the right. This could actually be another one of those decent run formations. So if you're like a Ball State user, or if you're in a situation where you can use any playbook, these pistol formations might be something worth labbing.
What division is Ball State even
I
in?
think like this looks like it'd be a pretty good running formation. Next up, we have the pistol trips over Y off. This can only be found in the Cincinnati playbook, and they are a very pistol.
Hold on right quick. I want to see what I don't even know what conference Ball State is in. Let me see. Mid-America Conference. Oh, Mid-America. I don't even know
Pistol
if I
heavy
even
playbook. They have
heard
a
that
ton of pistol
conference.
sets. That's like
Half of
what their main offense is. So we got some RPOs, got some jet touch
that
stuff.
might
You
be
know,
a that
that's
might
always
be a
good.
team to
You got
take to
an
the promised
RPO
land.
jet alert split dive. So that looks crazy. That is
Ain't gonna lie,
a play
Cincinnati
where if you have
definitely
the
in my
fake motion, you
ones
can
to
hand
take
it
to
off, or
promised
you can
land.
throw it out. It looks like to a little screen. You got a lot of jet stuff here. You've got the jet zone, the jet dive, the actual jet touch pass itself, a jet power. So you really can build
RPO
kind of a
jet
little mini
alert
scheme
split
around the
dive.
jet motion here. Then you've got it with the PA cross. I mean, this actually looks pretty crazy. You've got a triple option. You've got a lot of motion here. This actually
It's a
looks pretty
lot
cool.
of
Let's
stuff
try this
going
triple
on.
option here. So obviously we could hand it off, or we could keep it with the QB, and then we can, pitch it out to this guy here. I don't know. This looks like a pretty fun formation. Next up is the pistol weak slot over, which is also found in the Cincinnati playbook. You can find this in Texas A&M as well. So Cincinnati got a few new pistol formations in this update, which is nice to see. And again, a lot of these pistol formations are kind of built around running the ball more than anything. Yeah, there's really no passes here, just a couple. So you'd have to kind of go in there and do some hot routing. And honestly, these runs don't look that great. So I'm going to say this formation probably isn't going to be that good. Next up, we've got the single back wing slot over. This can be found in the
It's been a
UConn
lot of
and
love
Charlotte
shown to
playbook.
Charlotte,
These plays look
and I cannot
not
name
the
a
greatest
single
here. This
person.
could maybe be be a decent little running formation with,
that
you know, a little bubble screen
went to
action
Charlotte.
thrown in there. But I don't know. This one isn't really doing much
And I
for me. This
live
one
like
isn't the
what, an hour
greatest.
away.
Next up, we have the Pistol Strong
Never even
Tight,
been to
which can be
Charlotte,
found in
which
the
is crazy to
Liberty,
think.
Louisville, UTEP, Rice, and Kennesaw State playbook. So Kennesaw State got a couple
UTEP.
of new formations, and they're a very pistol-heavy playbook, but you got it in the other playbooks as well.
I'm
Louisville, I
loving
think,
that
has a
they're
pretty
showing
decent
love to
playbook.
these
Now, I'm
schools
not really
that
sure how
a
good
lot of
this will
people
be.
have not
Usually
even heard
something like
of
a Pistol Strong Tight would be
or
nice,
know
but
about
this doesn't have
in any
any
way.
options in it, which I think would make it good. No options and no jet sweeps. Now, it has a stretch, which looks nice. It has a dive, has some PA plays, got some auto motion plays. So this would probably be another one of those just things you mix into your offense, like maybe for a drive or like a few plays here or there to pull it out. I think the runs would probably work good because strong tight
You
under
know what?
center is
I think
usually a
this would
pretty
be good
decent
like
running
for an
formation.
opening
So
drive.
you put it in pistol, you know, that could be pretty nice. And this little play here with this auto motion, and of course you could cancel the auto motion, you could do hot routes, but this little drive play is usually a nice little concept, especially with the auto motion. Like, they get a good little speed burst on it. So definitely something you can definitely check out. And lastly, for the new formations here, we have the Pistol Bunch Open, which can only be found in the Missouri
Missouri.
playbook, which I do think is a pretty decent one. They are a pistol heavy playbook as well. This formation looks kind of interesting. It
Fate
is a little spread
Sprint.
out, but I kind of like this.
I was
I
just
think
about to
this
say
has
that.
a
It is
lot of
very
good
spread
looking
out. I ain't
plays
gonna
in
lie
it.
to you, but
For sure, definitely
those are
could
some of my
run. So the
favorite
thing with these
plays
formations,
to call.
which can be good, is because you kind of can bunch
Especially if
things
you
up, but
playing like
also
man
spread
or
things
something
out.
like that.
You wind up with looks
Man.
like this, where you might only have like 5 guys in the box,
Big
and
play,
that can
big
really
play. Yeah,
be
that's
useful if you want
me.
to run the ball. And then if they move people more into the box, then a lot of times, you know, you're going to have numbers to the outside to throw screens and things like that. So like, this could definitely be something worth checking out. This
I
could
always
be
get
pretty good
scared
because
with
the
those
pass
type of
plays in
screens.
this
I'm gonna
look
get
good.
picked
Now, let's
off.
take a
I
look
don't know
here and
why.
see what we can get. See if we can right down the middle. I mean,
Oh
these routes are
my
attacking really deep. I don't know. This
goodness.
is definitely something I'm going to try to lab around with too, because this looks
Nah.
interesting. Now, if you want to know more about what changed in the update yesterday,
I ain't gonna lie, that playbook from Missouri playing against the CPU, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of big plays, a lot of big plays. This title was not joking when they said a lot of new stuff. Player likeness, I do not know most of the players that he mentioned. I've heard a couple of their names, but I couldn't really tell you, you know, like I don't think I've seen their highlights or anything like that. But the scans look clean. The uniforms though, that Tennessee one, it was only a couple of them where I was like, it's alright. But for the most part, those new uniforms, those updated uniforms, fire. Especially that last one. I can't remember the school name. But it probably be in the thumbnail. Who knows? But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this reaction. Love you guys and see you guys in the next one. Actually, I'll see you guys tomorrow.